Okay, greetings. I'm going to show you what a student view looks like in Google Classroom and turning assignments. But turning assignments, we're going to need to talk a little bit about that. So, first, you go to Google Classroom. Okay, child should log into Google Classroom. And they're going to get a login. I'm going to use, this is mine. I got a student one here, so they should log in using their student ID account with their password. All right, so I have the password. All right, so they log in and they should see right here, if a teacher has done it properly, they should see something to join a particular class. So all I got to do is hit that and now they're joining the class. Okay, so now they're in. So, but say a child does not see their class and they're like, oh no, I have biology. When it's come, it's not here. So what they need to do is go to the school website, go to HMTCA Distance Learning. All right, and we have the middle school and high school codes right here. Here they are. Middle school is down below, and high school. Let's see if we can find Miss Com. Miss Com, we'll just grab this one here. Hopefully we grab one. She's already in. Go back to our student here. Oops. Go back to not me. I go back to our student. Oops, I lost our student. All right, here we go. Go back to our student. And now we're going to go back to all our classes. And this little plus button here. We click that and we put in the code. We just paste it in and hit join. And there we go, in the forensics class. Okay, so that's how your child can add a class if they don't see it. So now, here's what's happening about grading. Let me go back to the classes. All right, so this child, not in the class, so she's not going to do the assignments. But what's happening is this. All right, is they're coming in and they're going to their assignments. They got their classwork, right? And she's not in the class, but what they are doing is this. They're clicking on their assignment, and they're reviewing the assignment, and then it says mark as done. They'll read this, but not bother to go do the assignment. If like this particular assignment says you got to go to a different website in class, so yeah, click on the link here. If it opens up, right, and then it goes here, and then you got to go here, and then it says do the dialogue. And here are all the instructions. There's a little video. There's the project requirements with my grading. And then I talk about in my video how they submit. They don't really need to submit. I can see everything in Scratch. So what they're doing is they're not doing this assignment. What they are doing, they're not going bother and going through and actually doing the assignment. What they're doing is just reading the instructions. Oops, lost her again. They're just reading the instructions. And they're just reading the instructions and then going back to mark it as done. Right. And that's not going to get them credit. They need to do the assignment. Now, as far as grading goes, like for my particular class, I have different curriculums. I have an AP curriculum that's graded on an outside website, and I have a lot of websites, and I grade them in something called Scratch. So the best advice for grading. So now after they're done and they actually complete the assignment, then they mark it as done. This young lady is pretty good. Let's see what she's got here. We'll find her again. Here she is. All right, so let's look in her medical terminology class, in her classwork. So the teacher, depending on what the assignments are, so it depends how they're doing things. That's a test. Let's go here. Let's see if down here some assignments. So posted due April 3rd. Here's one due today. And if we look inside, view assignment, she didn't mark it as done, and it hasn't been submitted. Okay. So that's due today. So let's go back and see if we can find something. Let's go. Here, no due date. Let's see what this one says. Hey, this one was returned. So she has a question. The teacher's returned it. She see classmates answer. So the teacher returned it. Okay, the teacher returned it. That would be a thing if they are doing that way with questions. Okay, so I have sign. You can see the test. Okay, it's not done. All right, so this test is a Google form though. All right, and I want to explain this to parents. So here's a test. She's going to go through the test. This is a form that a teacher's seeing. The student's not going to see this is done. After they do and they go through all the questions here and submit the test, it's going to go to a something called a spreadsheet. That's going to go directly to the teacher. So after they submit, it should end up in something that looks similar to these, a spreadsheet, and it will have all the answers. All right. So I have, oops, I just had an example there. So great. So this is where they'll have all the answers to the test. So the student, it's hard to say what the submission is. My best advice to you is to talk to each teacher and find out what each teacher, as parents, how they're doing things. Because to say that one teacher making a video to say this is how you submit things one way, teachers are going to be doing different things, like I said. So there could be another way. Teachers could be giving something, they have their Google Drive and there's a Google Doc. So like for me, I have some here that I want the students to answer or read. I have some other sites. Okay, so there's a Google Doc. So a teacher could say, hey, I don't have one in this assignment in this particular one, but say, oh, maybe I do have it in here. So I go to my HMTCA site here. Ooh, oops, and I'm gonna view the published site. All right, and so I'm got here. Let me see. Like I got a computer buying bill. They got to buy a project, right? And down here, they have to. It says you got to create a Google Doc and share it with me, or a presentation and share them with me with your partners. So how they're submitting their work to me is not going to show up. It's going to show up in Power School. Let me be clear. Some teachers, you're going to see the grades put in Power School. Okay, that's how it's going to happen. They are going to have their Power School grades to show you that the particular assignments are in there. So that's where they're going to see it. But as far as like a form, they're not going to see the submission. That's going to be after they submit, just going to have faith that technology is working. If they have a Google Doc, so let me go here, my drive here. If they have a Google Doc, which say, hey, do something. Like I have some assignments here. Oops, keep going in the wrong drive. We have some assignments that students have to share the assignment with me through email. I'm going to get an email. So that can all depend on how the assignment goes too. So let me see here. Um, so I have my ECS. I have forms here. Where is it? ECS. So they're going to have share with anybody. Oh, though that's mine, not the right one. So I'm looking for something that says ECS rubrics. There it is. So there it is. Here's some forms. So exploring the virtual agreement or final project the rubric, or they get some of this communication methods chart. Here's a good one. So they have a communication methods chart. And it says make a file and copy and rename the communication chart with your last name. Share with this email. So they would hit share. They would type in hmtcacsp@gmail.com. All right. Well, they don't want to share now because they want to give me the change. Oops, an error. So they go to file. They file, make a copy, and then get rid of the copy part here if they want. It says add your last name. Here, click OK. Right. and then they're going to share it with me. Let me give you an example here. I'll share with my own email. So I'm going to share this one, JK, with my email here. All right, so I share it, send, and then when I go to my email, my email, logged in, I should see, right, me, communication. So I'll get in an email your child's work. It will look something like this, and then I can open the document and I can go through it. And then I would put the grade after I go through it. I'd put the grade in Power School. So the best advice I can give you is find out the way your teacher is accepting submitting work. Depending, there is not just one way that's convenient. You can do some. You can. Let me go back here though. I think you can. Students, for depending on teachers, can upload. Oh, I got too much stuff open. So she's here. Okay, class comments, private. Mark is done. Add to or create. So your work here, she can add, and you add your files. Like so, if I was doing my Google Doc here, which I didn't, I have the kids share because I do collaborative stuff with more than one person. But if they have a doc, they can create new, or if they have something in the student has work in their Google Drive, so they can go to their Google Drive and look in their drive and put something in. Um, so anything the teacher said, or it was a link that they can share, or they can upload a file from the computer. So I can go upload file. If the teacher says, "Hey, I want you to upload a picture," I'll upload a picture of my guinea pig here, and I upload it. Hey, sorry, Miss Coleman, I didn't mean to do that. So I upload it. Okay, and it's there, and I can turn it in. All right, and I do my picture. So there are various ways you can add work and create depending on the teacher. So they have Google Drive assignments. They can create a new document and upload it and just start typing slides, drawings, or sheets, depending on the assignment. So they can do it from here from Google Drive. They could have a link like I showed you from their teacher that says, hey, use this link and then share it with me. They can have a form that at the end of it, the teacher's going to have to put it into Power School. So these are all the various ways, and I'm sure there are many others. So it's really hard to pin down. Again, the best advice is to communicate with your teacher. I hope this helps a little bit on some of the basics of Google Classroom.